Welcome to the Sureshot NEET 2022 semi-final session. Yes, because tomorrow is going to be your finals. You are going to rock it, you're going to ace it, I know that for sure. So this is more like your, practice, you can say. This is more like your semi-final match before you finally conquer and win the match in the NEET 2022 July 17th examination, guys. And are you guys ready for this ultimate last session? I'm also emotional at this time that, guys, this would be my last session for the NEET 2022 students before the exam. Don't worry, after the exam we're going to meet on the other side. We're going to plan things out. We're going to do counseling. We are going to see you guys very often. Don't worry, it's not the end of the road. And we are going to also have paper discussion. Of course, I'll be waiting. All the teachers will be waiting for you on the other side. Hello Niveta, hello Karthik, hello Rishita. Thank you guys for marking the attendance. Let's quickly get set, go to the session. And those of you who do not know me, well, my name is Shreyas. I'm the physics master teacher at Vedantu, teaching kids for more than 12 years. And here, right now, to all the NEET aspirants, I'm going to wish you all the best. I'm also going to give you tips and conducting this Sureshot session of physics and the ultimate questions, which I feel the model at least may come in the tomorrow's exam. So let's begin with the class. And before we begin, do not forget to smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button. All right, I hope you have smashed the like button and call in your friends, call in your cousins, call in your batchmates, everyone, because the final battle is about to begin. Yep, so let's start. Here's the first kind of question which can come in tomorrow's exam, and that is based on energy conservation and springs. Very commonly asked question, where there is a mass which is given, it hits a spring, and then you have to find out the compression, or you have to find how much was the mass, how much was the speed. Come on, my warriors, if you have got the answer for this question, make sure you put it up in the chat box right away, right now. So when you see these kind of questions, you should realize which energy is converted into which energy. Sometimes instead of this, they give you an inclined plane and then they tell you that there is a spring over here and this ball is going to compress it, compress the spring. Sometimes the spring is compressed, you release it, the ball goes up. Here potential energy converts into spring potential energy. Here kinetic energy converts itself into spring potential energy. So the kinetic energy of the mass converts into spring potential energy. What's the kinetic energy of the mass? It's half mv square. Spring potential energy is half kx square. The question is, what is the value of the mass? So 2 and 2 cancels. M is asked, bring v square on this side. So it will just become kx square divided by v square. Now it's just a matter of substitution. Spring constant is 50. The value of x is nothing but 0.15, and this is also square. And the value of speed is nothing but 1.5 meters per second. So this is just going to be 50, and you will get 0.1 square over here. So just check this out. If you're going to get the answer as 0.5 kg, 0.5 kg, how many of you got it? Rajesh, this is going to be for at least 3-4 hours, I guess, because there will be physics, there will be also chemistry, there will be botany, zoology, all the 4 subjects covered over here. Okay, thank you so much, Srimati, for all the wishes. Thank you, Shreya, thank you so much. Yes. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so if the question was on potential energy, gravitational, then the only thing that will change, if it was this question, then the only thing that will change is mgh will be equal to half kx square. Remember that, energy conservation. Okay, even if it is compressed and released, it's the same thing. These kind of questions do come. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen, projectile motion related questions. Motion in 2D. These are also very common questions. A projectile is thrown making angle 60. Now when it's thrown with a speed of 150, after some time the angle of the velocity becomes 45 degrees. After what time does it become? Let's see this. Thank you, Kirtana. Thank you guys so much for all the wishes. Moving on to the next one. First of all, you throw the ball with a speed of 150 meters per second and it is making an angle of 60 degrees. After some time, somewhere or the other, you will see the velocity vector is going to make equal components equal components. This will be Vx and this will be Vy. Reason being, each of these angles will be 45 degrees. This angle and this angle, these both angles will be 45 degrees. When angle made by velocity is 45 degrees, then you will see when the angle is 45 degrees, Vx will be equal to Vy, which is V by root 2. V by total velocity by root 2. Everybody agrees with this? Everybody? Okay. Now, moving on to the equation parts. So, the time is asked. You can't find time directly. I think for finding time, you might need some other things. Let's see that. First of all, do I know the value of Vy? Because if I know Vy, I think I can find the time it takes to go up till that height. Because I know Vy is nothing but Uy plus acceleration in the y direction into t. This is the first kinematic equation. I know the initial velocity. Initial velocity is 150. Y component will be sine 60. So this will be sine 60. Acceleration I know is minus 10. Time I do not know. If I somehow know Vy, I think I can find the time. To find Vy, I can find Vx. Now how do I find Vx? Well, that is not a difficult task. Remember, the x component always remains constant. X component never changes. So strictly speaking, Vx should be equal to the 150 cos 60 component, because x component never changes. Reason being, the acceleration in the x direction is 0. So 150 cos 60 is half. Half into 150 is nothing but 75. Take that 75 and put it over here. Take that 75 from there and put it over here. Now this is just an equation with one unknown. So 75 will be sine 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2. So 75 root 3 minus 10t. So therefore 10t will be equal to 75 common root 3 minus 1. So therefore t will be equal to 7.5 into root 3 minus 1. That's the answer. Just check this out. Yep, option C. These kind of questions can come in the section B, the difficult part. Okay, sometimes you will see that there can be multi-step problems as well, but they will be rare in number, but they can come. So expect question from projectile motions where they can ask you on height, range, or the time of flight, or what time is the velocity horizontal, what time is the velocity making certain angle, at what time does it reach this height. So basically equations of kinematics and basic resolution of vectors should be done. If you have not practiced that, make sure you do that. Thank you so much, Vijayada. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Yalni. Thank you, Kanan. Thank you, Avni. Moving on to the next one. A 2 kg copper block is heated. It is now placed on a block of ice. Now, if the heat capacity of copper is this much, latent heat of fusion is this much, the amount of ice that can melt is, well, see, the copper block or the copper 2 kg copper block is heated to 500 degrees Celsius. So this is 2 kg copper block. It is now kept with ice. And now that ice is at 0 degrees Celsius. The heat from the copper will go to the ice and it will melt it. So I can just say that the heat lost by copper will be basically heat required. In fact, this is latent heat required to melt the ice. So if you give in all that heat which is there with the copper, then some amount of ice will melt. How much ice will melt? That is the question. So when the copper which is at 500 degrees Celsius, it will give in all the heat, it will eventually come to 0 degrees Celsius, and by the time all that ice would have completely melted. So let's use this. So mass of the copper into specific heat capacity of copper into change in temperature. This is specific heat capacity. Some books use the symbol S, is equal to mass of the ice into latent heat. Now I think everything is given. You just need to figure out what is the mass of ice that can be melted, right? Mass of the ice that can be melted. So mass of the copper is nothing but 2 kg. Specific heat capacity is 400. Change in the temperature, it's 500 minus 0. Okay, the whole thing divided by latent heat. The latent heat is given to be 35 into 10 to the power 4. Great, that's it. Now just have to sit and solve. Come on guys, what do you think is the answer? Jitendra, the session will be for 3 to 4 hours because all the 4 subjects are going to be covered. Thank you so much, Kaveri. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Badri. Yep, what's the correct answer, guys? Just check this out. I'm pretty sure you would have got it by now. 0, 0, 0, 0, 10 to the power 4 will cancel. So 2 into 4 into 5, the whole thing divided by 35. 5 goes with 35 7 times. So this is nothing but 8 by 7, guys. 8 by 7 kg, option C. Very good, guys, if you guys got it. Very good, Praveen. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, Shivaz. Thank you. Very good, Sumit, Krish. Awesomeness. So, calorimetry questions, very much probable. And all that you need to remember is the heat lost is heat gained. Sometimes you have to use MC delta T. Sometimes you have to use ML. ML is when the phase transfers, like solid to liquid, gas to liquid, etc. MC delta T is when the phase is same, but you know the temperature changes. So copper did not melt, ice melted. So for ice I'm using ML. For copper, it's a solid only the temperature has changed. So MC delta T. That's all. Moving on to the next one. Okay. Now this is straight away direct question. These kind of theoretical concept but simple questions can be asked. In a household circuit, which of the following statement are incorrect? Are incorrect. Hi Sanj, thank you so much. Thank you Payal. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you Vedantu. Thank you. Okay, come on guys, what do you think about this? In a household electrical circuit, which of the following statements are incorrect? Let's try this one by one. Electrical appliances are joined in parallel. That's very true. You might have a bulb over here, then you might have washing machine over here, then you might have some fan over here. All these are in parallel. They are never in series. So yes, this is correct, definitely. A switch may be either in series or parallel with the appliance with which it controls. No. If you have a switch, you'll always see that the bulb or that fan will always be in series, never in parallel. Why would it be in parallel? So this option is definitely wrong. Now going to this option, the one which has less resistance draws more current. So if you have two resistors, one is more, one is less. So the one which has less resistance, more current will flow. The one which has less resistance, less current will flow. So current is indirectly proportional to the resistance. So the one which has less resistance draws more current is the correct option. Similarly, if a switch is in parallel with an appliance, the fuse will blow. Correct, guys, because see, if you have a switch which is in parallel to some appliance, okay, maybe a bulb or whatever. Now the moment somebody closes the switch, all the current will flow through the switch. It will become a short circuit. The moment the circuit is shorted, because nothing is going through the bulb or appliance, everything is going through a wire. It's like connecting the two terminals of a battery or the two terminals of the plug points. That is very bad. The fuse will blow off. Hence option D is also correct. So the incorrect option is option B. The question was incorrect. Read the question carefully. This is not correct. Everything else was correct, like you saw over here. Thank you, Dana, so much. Thank you, Pawan. Yes, these question patterns are very important, Niveta. This will help you boost your score like anything. These are the most expected concepts in the tomorrow's paper. These have been analyzed from the past year papers and also the current trends conducted by the NTA exam. Okay, moving on to the next one. Now, based on Doppler effect, expect a question as well with beats also sometimes. An observer moves towards the source of sound with certain speed and the wavelength and the frequency are lambda and f. Now the apparent frequency and apparent wavelength by the observer are respectively. Let's see. Thank you, Bacha, for all the love from Manipur. I'm so happy. I'm so glad I have a friend in Manipur out there and he tells me about all the beautiful things out there, and I'm so glad that we have spread in every nook and corner of our country. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Let's see. Let's start with the diagram first. So guys, whenever you see a Doppler effect question, if the diagram is not given, draw the diagram. So this guy, the observer, is moving towards the source. So draw it. So this is the observer, or I can say the detector. The detector is moving towards the source with V by 5 speed, and the source is right now over here. This is your source. it is basically at rest as per the given question. So Doppler effect formula, the apparent frequency is original frequency VV plus minus. Here you have detector, here you have source. This is how it works. So now it's just a matter of substitution. First of all, if this question came in the exam, I would think the source is not moving. If the source is not moving, then the wavefronts will be like this. The distance between one wavefront to the next wavefront is the wavelength. Whether the detector moves towards, away, doesn't move, doesn't even exist or exist, doesn't really matter. Wavefronts will still be produced by the source. How will the wavelength be affected? Think about it naturally. Logical question is, the wavelength is not dependent on the observer, it only depends on the source. And you would have seen this when you have studied Doppler effect. So only when the source moves does the wavelength change, and when the source is at rest, doesn't matter whether the observer is there or even not there, the distance between the wavefronts is still going to be lambda. So wavelength won't get changed. Now if you see in all the options, there is only one such option where the wavelength does not change. Here it changes, here it changes, here it changes. So option C is correct. I won't even solve it for the frequency. But just to show you how the solution is done, because in the exam you might have two options with lambda, then you need to solve it. Did you understand the trick? Thank you RDK. Thank you Bharat for all the love from Telangana. So did you understand, guys? Adil, always bacha. Thank you for all the love. So guys, did you understand the trick? So use these kind of tricks in the exam. That is what you have to learn from the Sureshot session, that there will be option elimination methods. Okay, now using the formula, I'll get original frequency is F. V will come here, source is not moving, detector is moving with speed V by 5. He is moving towards, whenever you go towards, frequency will increase, so put plus over here. That's it. So V plus V by 5 is nothing but 6V by 5 divided by V. V cancels. So hence it will become 6 by 5 times of F. 6 by 5 is 1.2 F. 6 by 5 is 1.2. Hence the answer is C. Everybody with me on this? Loving these questions? Thank you Anushka so much for all the love from Haryana. Thank you Srimati for all the love from Chennai. Thank you guys so much. Means a lot. Thank you. All right. Moving on to the next one. The half-life is given. The time taken for the radioactive sample to decay to 1/16. These are common kind of questions where they give you, this is the half-life or this is the decay constant. How much time will it take to become this much? So, half-life questions, decay constant questions, radioactivity based questions are very, very common in the last few years. Expect it in the NEET exam. So half-life is this much. So it has to become 1/16 of its original value. So if original value was n, so then it becomes n by 2, then it becomes n by 4, then it becomes n by 8, then it basically becomes n by 16. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are basically 4 half-lives. 4 half-lives. So the time taken for 4 half-lives will be 4 into half-life of 1, which is 100. So hence it is just going to be 400 microseconds. You just need to count how many half-lives will occur. Okay, so 1/16 is 2 raised to 4. You can always look at it this way also. This is nothing but n into half raised to 4. This is what is that important number. 4 half-lives. There are 4 half-lives. Half into half into half into half. Got it? Very good. Thank you Jagruti. Thank you Shruti. Thank you guys so much. Moving on to the next one coming up on your screen. Okay. Guys, I'm so excited. You don't know what kind of feelings I am having, because I know some crazy things are going to happen tomorrow and you're going to do it so well, and you will be so proud of yourselves that you have watched not just these sessions but also the previous sessions, and you have been, with the finest teachers under the finest guidance in the country. And tomorrow will be the day where you create history. Tomorrow will be the day where you start your new journey. Tomorrow will be the day where you finally get to know that, yes, I'm going to finally wear the white coat and I'm going to start a new career path. So think about all this. Let there be goosebumps in your body. And if you're having goosebumps, go ahead, smash the like button now. Okay, so particle having some same charge as the electron moves in a circular path. Magnetic field is there. Now electric field is there, which makes it move in a straight path then the mass of the particle is. Okay, now this is very interesting, very interesting. Yep. So what you need to understand is that there are two concepts here. Now both these concepts are so important for NEET perspective. I've put it up on one question. So coming as a one single question is a rare occurrence, but two separate concepts can come separately in both the questions. And the first concept which is there of circular path is very, very common. They usually give questions like alpha particle, proton, electron is thrown in the magnetic field, compare their radius, compare their momentums, or the momentums are the same, compare their energies. So very common question. So whenever there is magnetic field, you will see it will perform uniform circular motion, and the radius is given by mv divided by qb. This is the formula, standard formula. Time period formula, it's not needed, but you should know it, 2 pi m by qb. Sometimes time period questions also come. Everybody remembers this? Okay. Now what happens when you turn on electric field along with magnetic field? Such a field is called as a crossed field. Such a field is called as a crossed field, where you have electric field also, where you have magnetic field also, and you have the charge particle which goes in a straight line. And this only happens when the speed of the charge particle is the ratio of the electric field and the magnetic field. Only then this will happen. So instead of V, you're going to substitute electric field by B because speed is not given. And in the second part, cross field concept is there. Just substitute that and see what do you get. R is equal to ME by, it is having the same charge of an electron, so small e, and B square. The question is, what is the mass of the particle? So mass will be nothing but ReB square divided by capital E. Now it's just a matter of substituting the values. The radius is given to be 0.5 centimeters. So it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters. So that's the first part. Into electron charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So that is the second part. Magnetic field is 0.5 Tesla. So 0.5 whole square, that is Tesla. The whole thing divided by electric field is 100 volts per meter. So that's also SI unit. So everything is an SI unit. Solve the question and you will get the answer. That's the answer, guys. Just check it out. I'm pretty sure you will get it after solving. Option D, very good. Many of you told that. Very good. That's the answer. Very good, Priyagari, Gokul, KD, Crystal. Awesome. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you so much. Santosh, I feel the exam will be easy looking at the trends. Also, I'm not expecting very difficult questions. There will be, obviously, but not many of them will be difficult. Maybe 5 to 10% questions will be difficult, but around 20-30% will be medium. Rest all 50% I think should be easy in nature. Thank you, Jose, Catherine. Thank you so much. Thank you, Likita. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next question. Try to see this. A plane electromagnetic wave has a frequency this much, energy density this much. The amplitude of the magnetic field is. Sometimes they give you the question on electrical energy density and find the electrical field. So first of all, few things that you should know. Okay, it has energy density of this much. The amplitude of the magnetic field of the wave is. See guys, remember one thing. The energy density formula is given by half B square by mu naught. Same way for electric field it is half electric field square into epsilon naught. Here the question is for magnetic field. So we are going to stick to this formula. Both these formulas are very important. The question can come on any of them. Now the question is on magnetic field. So magnetic field square is 2 times rho u into mu naught. So magnetic energy density, what is it? It is 2 into 10 to the power 10, and mu naught standard value is 4 pi into 10 to the power, oh sorry, my bad, it's the frequency, not the energy density. So the energy density is given to be 2 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, and mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, 2 2s are 4, so I think I'm getting 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 whole square. So hence the value of b will be 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, because this was b square, so the square root will be just this much. So 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 is just there as option C. If you got it, very good. Yes, Balaji, this is enough, and just practice problems after the class and revise and just sleep well. That's all. Don't study late night. Don't watch random videos. Okay, in the exam, just before the exam, just sleep well, relax, try to recollect whatever you can. That's what you need. Thank you, Tanmay. Moving on to the next question on YDSE. On YDSE. Thank you, Alsad, Akash. Thank you so much, Bacha. In a Young's double slit experiment, a light of this much wavelength is used to produce interference pattern. When the distance between the slits is this much, the angular width in degrees of the fringes formed at a distance is how much? Okay, so these kind of questions where angular fringe width is asked, remember one thing, the angle subtended by a fringe at a distance d can be easily written down as this way. See, think of this as the center, think of this like the radius, think of this like the radius, and think of this like an arc. And we all know that arc is nothing but radius multiplied by the angle subtended. The angle subtended. So this is the standard formula. R theta is the length of the arc. It's like that. It's a very small angle, guys. It's not a big angle. So that's it. Just use that formula. The arc length is beta. The radius is nothing but d, and angle subtended is theta. Beta is nothing but lambda d by small d, and this is capital D into theta. dd goes, so theta is basically lambda by small d. Lambda is nothing but 500 nano, so that's 10 to the power minus 9, and small d is 0.05 millimeters, so 0.05 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters. So this will become 5 into 10 to the power minus 7, and this will become 5 into 10 to the power minus 5. So this is going to be 0.01 meters. So you can see that, oh sorry, not meters, my bad. This is 0.01 radian. This is radian because this is angle. Now once I get the angle, the answers are in degrees. Be careful about it. So converting it into degrees, how do you do that? How do you convert it into degrees? Be careful. 0.01 is not even there. What do you need to do? 0.01 into 180 divided by pi. So that will be in degrees. Degrees. Radian cancels. Radian cancels. Degree will remain. See what is the final answer. Is it option B? Very good. If it is option B, yes. Very good, guys. Awesomeness. So you need to be careful about such things. Sometimes the questions requirement is in degrees, but the answer that you get is in radian, so you need to convert that. So this factor is very important, very easy to remember. If there is radian on the top, divide by radian, so radian will cancel. If there is degree on the top, divide by degree, that means divide by 180. So degree will cancel, pi radian will remain on the top. So that's how you need to convert. Moving on to the next one. My opinion, Rajendra, is yes, commonly advised thing is that you should start with bio or basically some very quick subject like chemistry. So it's up to you. I feel that you can choose either way. You can start with physics because physics takes at least 1.5 hours. I feel 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. If you are not so very confident about physics, at least if you are very quick, then you might actually finish it within 1 hour. Now when you start with physics, just make sure that you leave the paper after 1.5 hours and move on to biology and zoology immediately after 1 hour 15 minutes or 1.5 hours, or else you will get very little time for the chemistry part, okay, because then you have to write chemistry also. So it's up to you if you can do it, but stick to the time, then you can move on so that you are confident that okay, physics is done, now it's just a matter of ticking the options, acha, this is this is that, because biology is very quick, either you know it or you don't know it. Very few questions will involve a lot of thinking in it out there. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, here it is. A sonometer is there and it supports 4 kg. It vibrates in fundamental mode with a tuning fork of 416 Hz. The length of the wire between the bridges is now doubled. The order to maintain the fundamental mode, the load should be. So actually don't worry, just concentrate on the questions. Don't get nervous. If you think about other things, you are going to get into a cyclic loop. Don't fall into that loop, okay? You have to learn this art of giving the exam, because when you will be performing operations, that time you can't be nervous. You cannot say to the patient, oh my God, I'm nervous, sorry, I cannot operate, right? So learn this art. You have to face this. You have to face tomorrow's exam, okay? So for now, concentrate on the problem. Okay, thank you Manandipika so much. Hello Thor, welcome the new warrior. First of all, in order to maintain the fundamental mode, what is the new mass? Okay, so this is how a sonometer experiment roughly looks like. You have a load over here, okay, of some mass, there is some tension, and basically there is some vibration over here of some frequency f. Okay, now the frequency is given by nv by 2l, and velocity is given by root of mg by mass per unit length, because the tension in the string is mg. Remember, speed of the wave is given by root of t by mu, and t over here is itself mg. That's the standard formula. Now as per the given question, what is same, what is different, let's try to understand. To maintain fundamental mode, that means n is still the same, right? The length is doubled. Look at this. This length is doubled. Frequency, you have not changed. You are using the same tuning fork. Tuning fork is the same. Tuning fork will not change the frequency. So f is also same. Okay. So L is basically multiplied by 2. N is same. Now over here, gravity also won't change. Mu is also not going to be different, because this is the same string. This is gravity. So that means only mass and length have changed. You can see right over here. So I can quickly say root of m by L is nothing but a constant. So root of original mass, how much was it? 4. Original length was L. Root of new mass divided by twice of length. Now you can see LL cancels, square both sides. So you will get 4 is equal to m by 4. So therefore m is equal to 16 kg. That's the answer. That's the answer. 16 kg. Very good. D for Delhi. D for Ames Delhi, right? D for Ames Delhi. C for Ames Delhi. B for Ames Delhi. A for Ames Delhi. Right? Z for Ames Delhi. That's how it should be. Everybody with me. Yep. N for NEET. M for NEET. C for NEET. D for NEET. A for NEET. Z for NEET. That's the only thing that should run on your mind. NEET and Ames. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, World of Sanjay, you're too from Salem. My birthplace, Bacha. I was also born in Salem, Tamil Nadu. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Coming up on your screen, you have a pendulum. There's a lift, and this lift is going up with some g by 4. Common question. Lift will either go up or lift will either come down. So how do you do these kind of questions? If it is going up, will the effective gravity be g plus a or g minus a? Will the effective gravity be g plus a or g minus a? Think about it. If the lift is going up, it will be plus. If it is going down, minus. Just remember this. Simple rule. If it is going up, up means positive, down means negative. That's all. So original time period was 2 pi under root L by g when it was stationary. Now it starts going up with acceleration. So the effective gravity will be g plus a. This is for going up. And it will be g minus a, modulus of that, I don't know which one is bigger. So for going down, keep this in mind, okay? You can never forget this. Plus, up, down, minus. So the new time period, will be 2 pi under root. L is same. Instead of g, you are going to put g plus a. A is nothing but g by 4. So this is going to be 2 pi under root L by g. 1 plus 1 by 4 is 5 by 4. Now you can see 2 pi root L by g is from here. It's the same time period. So just put t over here as it is. Okay. And you will just have root of 4 by 5, which is 2t by root of 5 is the new time period. 2t by root 5. Let's see. I hope you can see that. Yep. Very good, guys. That's the correct answer. Everybody with me on this? Everybody with me on this? Yes. Konjam Tamil Terila. Okay. All right. Yes, Aruna, you should not just attend this session, you should have seen other sessions also. Okay. But if you are able to solve these kind of questions on your own, and if you are getting it, and I feel that you will definitely get above 100, 120 for sure, bacha. Moving on to the next one. Four particles of masses m1, m2, m3, m4 are placed on the vertices A, B, C, D respectively. Center of mass of the system will lie on the diagonal AC if, come on, let's see how many of you can do this. Now, as per the given condition, see, first of all, ignore m2, m4. It has to lie on this diagonal AC. If you just take m1 and if you just take m3, which is on the diagonal AC, I know their center of mass, the center of mass of m1 and m3 will definitely lie on the line joining them. Where will it lie? I do not know. Maybe m1 is very heavy, maybe it lies over here. This is the center of mass of these two particles, A and C. This is 1 and 3 together. Now, if you look at m2 and m4, their center of mass will also lie on the line joining both of them. So maybe this is the center of mass of m2 and m4. Where will it lie? It will lie somewhere on this line. You want the total center of mass of the system to lie somewhere on this line. This is a complete system center of mass. That means the center of mass of m2 and m4, must lie here, so that when you combine yellow and blue, you get red. Only when yellow and blue are on the yellow line, their combined center of mass will lie on the yellow line. So this is the center of mass of 2 and 4. When will 2 and 4 lie on the diagonal? Exactly, this is the center of the square. That means m2 should be equal to m4. So this will only happen if these two are basically equal in nature. That's it. There you go. Option B, done. Awesomeness, guys. Awesomeness. Everybody with me on this? Cool. So what is the logic here? These are commonly asked questions on center of mass. Where is the location of the center of mass? You should be also able to understand logical question. This is one of the logical question. 1 and 2 combined here, 2 and 4 combined here, only then their combination will lie on diagonal AC. If the question was on diagonal BD, then m1 will be equal to m3. Very good. Awesomeness. Moving on to the next one. Now this is a concept based on forces acting on current carrying wires. So you have a circular loop ABCD and current flowing is I. It's placed in a magnetic field. What is the force acting on it? Remember, the force acting on a curved wire is always the force acting on a straight wire, and it is given by I L cross B. This is a concept over here. Now whenever you have the curved loop as a loop, the curved wire as a loop, so the net force acting on a loop comes out to be 0 only when it is a loop. If it's a curved wire, then you can replace it with a straight wire. If the curved wire is a loop, then the net force is 0. That's it. Use this logic. So the force acting on AB plus the force acting on BCD, entire thing should be 0. So hence the force acting on BCD should be minus the force acting on AB. The force acting on AB is F. So hence this will be minus F. Hence that's the answer. How many of you have got it? Option B. Very good, Vedant, Dravid. Awesome. Vidya, very good. Clutch, Sushila, awesomeness, Goshke. Very good, Samita. Awesome. So this is the answer. Many people end up marking 3F or minus 3F. They think first part is just 1 quarter. These are 3 quarters, so it will be 3 times. And some people think it should be opposite, so minus. No, that's not how it works. So very important concepts revised over here. Moving on to the next one. 2 monkeys. Interesting. Yesterday only a monkey came to my house. Yeah, no, I'm not joking. I'm really kidding. I'm really saying this because yesterday I was just going outside to keep my shoes, and then I saw a monkey eating an apple, and then I was like, shoo. It's not like, okay, it's scared or anything. It's just standing there looking at me. It's just coolly eating its apple. And I'm like, okay, just go out, man. Like, really, I want to keep my shoe. And then I just kept staring at it. And then I really went close, but I was really scared also at the same time. I really went close. I'm like, please go away. And then it's like, okay, fine, cool. It ditched that apple and it went away. It was scary. At least not as scary as the time when in our hostel, monkeys came and stole all the underwears and bunions of so many guys out there. And then we are like, everybody went from the hostel to shop for new clothes because we had a monkey attack, in our hostel. So I'm pretty sure you two guys are going to face the similar kind of things in AIMS and hostels and all these government colleges. They all have these funny stories, and you will get to know once you get into the college. So for getting attacked by monkeys, come on guys, you need to study hard and you need to work really hard. You need to get into these colleges. Only then you will have some stories to tell to your juniors and your relatives. Moving on. So here we have a monkey climbing up a tree, and let's see, what do we do? So this is one monkey, it's climbing up. This is another monkey, this is climbing up. The monkey that I saw was much more prettier than this. Okay, so what do we have? So one monkey is climbing up with an acceleration of 2. So if it is climbing up with 2 meters per second square, there must be a force which is acting on it upwards against the weight of that monkey. The weight of the monkey is 10 kg. 10 kg. The second monkey is not accelerating, it is having zero acceleration because the velocity is constant. The velocity is 2 meters per second. Velocity is 2 meters per second. So there will be also some force acting on that monkey against its own weight, which is nothing but 8g. 8g. This is 10 kg force, so 10g. Okay. So here I will say F1 minus 10g is equal to 10 into A. So F1 will be 100 plus 20, which is 120 Newton. That's F1. Similarly, F2 minus 8g is equal to 8 into 0. Therefore, F2 will be equal to 80 Newton. Correct? Awesome. Great. Now, when you combine both these two, the F1 and the F2, together they will be applying tension. So together they are tension, so which is F1 plus F2, so that will be 120 plus 80, which is nothing but 200 Newton. That's the answer, guys. Option A. There you go. That is correct too. Monkey is coming down. Even if it's coming down, it's going to be the same thing. It doesn't really matter because the acceleration is 0. So the moment the acceleration is 0, right, the net force should be 0. Newton's first law. There is no acceleration, there is no change in velocity, the motion is maintained, the net force must be balanced. So whether it goes up or comes down doesn't really matter. Correcto. Moving on to the next one. A radioactive nucleus decays by two different processes. Half-life of the first is 10, half-life of the second is 100, the effective half-life is how much? Okay, now this is also a common kind of question where you have a radioactive material, and it decays via two different processes. Lambda 1, lambda 2 are their decay constants. Then their effective decay constant is given by lambda 1 plus lambda 2. That's the effective decay constant because both the reactions are happening simultaneously in parallel. Now lambda effective will be log of 2 by the effective half-life. Lambda 1 will be log of 2 upon half-life of the first process. Lambda 2 will be log of 2 upon half-life of the second process. Ln 2 will cancel. So the question is, what is the effective half-life of the nucleus? So T effective's reciprocal will be 1 by T1. T1 is 10, T2 is 100. So this is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100. Taking the LCM, which is 100, so it will become 10 plus 1, which is nothing but 11 by 100. So hence the effective half-life will be 100 by 11, which is roughly, come on guys, 11 9s are 99, so this will be 9 point something, but the question says approximately, so hence it will be 9 seconds. Hence it will be 9 seconds. Very good, guys. Yep. Very nice reply. Ink Hard Blue, loved your reply. Swag, sassy, cool. Moving on to the next question, and here it comes on your screen. A simple pendulum is executing SHM with the time period t, if the length of the pendulum is increased by 21%, then the increase in the time period of the pendulum due to the increased length is how much? Okay, moving on. First of all, let's recollect the time period of a simple pendulum is 2 pi root L by G. This is a question on errors and measurement. Now, you know that whenever you have to find errors, you do this. 2 pi, G is not changing, so put root G as a constant only. The L's power is basically half. So how about writing delta T by T is nothing but L's power is half, so half into relative error of L. So delta L by L is 21%, half of 21%, that's 10.5. So is that the correct way of doing it? Is that the correct way of doing it? I don't think so. Thank you, Satisha from Karnataka. No, that's not the correct way. Reason, this value is applicable only when the relative errors are typically in small ranges, like 1%, 2%, 5%, okay. 10%, 20% is a huge amount. Do not use these formulas when the errors are huge. So there is only one way to do this. So find the new time period. Find the new time period, which will be 2 pi under root. The length has been increased by 21%. What does it mean? The new length, okay, just one second. The new length, L new, will be the old length plus 21% of L. 21% of L means 0.21 times of L. So it is 1.21 times the old length. So the new time period will be 2 pi under root 1.21 times the old length divided by G. Now wait a minute, 2 pi under root L by G. 2 pi under root L by G is nothing but the old time period. So the old time period is as it is, and I just have root of 1.21. Well, 1.21 is a perfect square because I can just do it as 1.1 square. So the root of this is just going to be 1.1. So the new time period is old time period into 1.1. That means there is an increase of 10%. 1.1 times. So it is 10%, guys. It's not C, it is option D. You can see that this is nothing but T plus 0.1 T. 0.1 is 10% of the time period. Awesome, awesome, very good. Moving on to the next question. Coming up on your screen, try to answer this question, guys. Come on, figure it out. What should be the correct way of doing this? A wheel with 10 metallic spokes and it is rotated and there is magnetic field. What is the EMF between the axle and the rim of the wheel? Now, whenever you see these kind of questions, well, you should be reminded of a rod which is rotated with some angular speed in a magnetic field. The EMF produced is B omega L square by 2. This is the EMF produced across the ends of the rod. Now, there are many such rods over here. Like you can see, there are many such spokes over here, and they all are rotated. They all are rotated together. A lot of people are going to think I have to add the EMFs, but the answer is no. Reason being, this is as good as saying there is one battery here, then you have another battery here, then you have another battery here, and all these batteries are connected like this. So there are so many such batteries. All these cells are in parallel. And when batteries are in parallel, their EMFs do not add. It turns out to be the same, assuming all the EMFs are equal, which is the case. So the effective EMF is still going to be E only. It's still going to be E only. It's not going to be 10 times. Many students will multiply by 10. That option will be there, but it will not be the correct answer. Understood? The cells are in parallel. You can see these are all joined together. A common point, and all these points are also common. All these cells are parallel to each other. So the effective EMF is E. E is nothing but B omega L square by 2. So just a matter of substituting the right values. Magnetic field is 0.4 Gauss. Gauss is 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Omega, we need to convert it. 120 revolutions per minute will be nothing but 120 revolutions in 60 seconds, which is 2 revolutions per second. Now, 1 revolution is 2 pi radians. 2 revolutions is 4 pi radians. So it is 4 pi radian per second. So use that as well over here. So this is 4 pi radian per second. Length is given to be 0.5 meter. So 0.5 square, the whole thing divided by 2. Solve this and see what you get. Solve this and see what you get. Option B, is it? No, it is option D. Just check this out. Okay, it should be option D. Just check the powers and have a look at it. So all those of you, Shivani, very good. Yep, I'll be sending the PDF by evening, bacha. Okay, definitely Arun Karthik, I'll definitely have a look. No, it is not B, it is option D. Check the powers of 10. Okay, be very careful with the powers of 10, guys. This is 0.4, this is 0.5 square. So be very, very careful. See where you made the mistake. The answer is option D. Moving on to the next one. I have not put up the options, but you can still have options in the question and solve it. I wanted the space for solving. That's the reason why I have kept it blank. Now, the work done by an ideal gas in the process is how much? Common mistake here. People find the area of the triangle and write it as the work done. That is wrong, because observe, this is volume versus temperature graph. So do not do that stupidity. Okay, now what do? Let's identify the processes and see what is the work done in each process and add it with the proper signs. Okay, now let's see how do we do this. First of all, let's say we go from A to C. Let's say we go from A to C. So if you go from A to C, what kind of process is it? I think it's an isothermal process. It's an isothermal process. So in an isothermal process, the work done will be nRT, T over here is 2T naught, log of final by initial volume. So it is 2 times of V naught by original. Please remember, in chemistry it's different, it's minus sign. In physics it is plus, in chemistry it is minus. So be careful, because both the things are going to be in the same NEET 2022 paper. So this will be 2 nRT naught log 2. That is the work done from A to C. Great. Now what do we do next? Let's go from C to B. So from C to B, what kind of process is it? Well, I can see it's a straight line. So volume is proportional to temperature. Volume is proportional to temperature. That means it is an isobaric process. Pressure is constant. So work done from C to B is P delta V, which I can also write it as NR delta T. I can also write it as NR delta T. So N is N, R is R. Final minus initial temperature will be T naught minus 2 T naught, which is minus NR T naught. That's what it is for work done from C to B. Last one. Work done from B to A. Work done from B to A. Well, how do I get that? It's an isochoric process, so it is going to be 0. It's an isochoric process. Observe it carefully. Volume is constant. Volume is constant, so no work done. So that's it. Add all of them, you'll get the total work done. So the total work done in that cycle will be this plus this plus this. This is to 0. So it will be 2 nRT naught log 2 minus nRT naught. So take nRT naught common. So nRT naught common. So 2 log 2 minus 1 is the answer. 2 log 2 minus 1 into nRT naught. Everybody with me? There is no video for optics. Sherrock, because I have already done 0 to superhero and 0 to hero also on optics. Optics, although it has some weightage, but it will not form under any unit. That's the reason. And waves is a separate unit altogether. Sound waves, waves on a string, SHM, oscillations, then light waves, EM waves, they all come together. Optics is, yeah, it's related to light, but it's a completely different ball game. It's got to do with geometry, mathematics, all right, and visualization. That's why it's a separate thing. All right. So Punit, I'm pretty sure, bacha, you will aim for that and you will get it also. Don't worry about it. Punit, yes, focus on the questions. All right, don't get nervous, don't get tensed. You are pretty, I'm pretty sure that you're going to get it. Thank you. Kodakata Bindu, thank you. Always there for all of you. And my blessings are always there, Dr. Durga. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen, and here it is. 2 long parallel wires are held perpendicular to the plane of the paper with a distance of 5 meters between them. P and Q carry current of 2.5 amperes and 5 amperes. in the same direction, then the magnetic field at a point halfway between them is going to be how much? Let's draw a paper first, or a plane. This is your plane like this, and there are two wires which carry currents 2.5 and 5 amperes. So this wire is carrying 2.5 amperes. So according to your right hand thumb rule, it will create a magnetic field around it like this, and over here the field will be this way. Now there is another wire, and it is also placed here parallelly. It is carrying 5 amperes of current. Again, if you use right hand thumb rule, the field will be like this. Oh, like you can see exactly in the center, the fields are opposite. They are trying to cancel out each other. So that's the question. What is the field exactly at the center? Please keep in mind that since it's the center and the total distance given is 5 meters, so obviously each distance will be 2.5 each. 2.5 from here, 2.5 from here. Now obviously to find the net field, it will be just the subtraction of the two fields, B1 minus B2, because they both are opposite. I've just used right hand rule to find the directions. Many people are going to make this mistake and add them, and that's where you get a wrong answer or negative marks. Be careful. B1 will be mu naught I by 2 times of R. R is same because you can see these both are basically R values. And the other one is mu naught I2 by 2 times of, there is pi also, 2 pi of R. So mu naught by 2 pi R is common, and here you will have I1 minus I2. So mu naught by 2 pi, guys, I'll just keep it as it is because I can see options having mu naught as well as 2 pi. R value is 2.5 right over here, and here 5 minus 2.5 again. 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 cancels. So you'll just have mu naught divided by 2 pi. That's the answer. No, it is not B option, it is option C, guys. It is option C. Always, oh my God, I'm so glad, Crystal, your concepts are slowly getting crystal clear. Keep it up, bacha. Thank you, Akshaya. Yep. So concepts over here, magnetic field due to a long wire is given by mu naught I by 2 pi R. People forget that pi. How do you remember it? Remember, the magnetic field is in a circular line. Circular line's circumference is 2 pi R. So that's how I remember that, yes, it should be 2 pi R. For a coil, it is mu naught I by 2 R. That pi is not there in a coil, okay, because the magnetic field is along a straight line. So just 2 R is there in coil. For a straight wire, the field lines are circular. So you will see 2 pi R in the denominator. Okay. So whatever chapters or topics, not chapters anonymous, the topics that I'm doing today, these are going to fetch you more than 100 plus marks for sure. Okay, all the topics that I'm doing today, all these topics are going to fetch you really high marks in tomorrow's physics exam for NEET. The position of a particle is given, V0 is a constant, and the dimensions of V0 and A are respectively. Now E does not have any dimensions, so whatever is the dimension of X should be the dimension of V0 divided by the dimensions of A. X is the position, that means this is length. So whatever is the dimension of V0, okay, upon whatever is the dimension of A should give you the dimension of length. Now there are no more equations that I can do, but there is a very simple thing that I can think of. Guys, look at the options. It's just by elimination. There is nothing more to do in this question. It's just elimination. Just check all the options. Like for example, you check option A, MLT1 and T raised to minus 1. Just try and divide it. M raised to 0 is 1. So it is L T raised to minus 1 divided by T raised to minus 1. These both cancel. You will get L. Yes, this is most likely the candidate. Over here, you can see L into T raised to 0 is 1. So divided by T raised to minus 1. Oh, I don't think this is the answer. Then over here, L T raised to minus 1 divided by L T raised to minus 2. LL cancels. I'll get T raised to 1 here. So this is also not the answer. Here, L into T raised to minus 1 divided by T. This will be nothing but L into T raised to minus 2. This is also not the answer. Only one which has L as the answer will be the correct one. So option A is correct. You can do it very quickly in the exam. You can do it very quickly. It doesn't take much time, right? Unless there are many dimensions and crazy amount of calculations. So it's very easy. So expect dimensional analysis based questions as well in tomorrow's session. You should be aware of all the formulas. So you should know how to convert, capacitance into MLT form, or you should know how to write force dimensions or energy dimensions or inductance. If inductance is given, think which formula is related to inductance. Oh, half Li square, and half Li square is energy. Energy you can find, and half Li square current is amperes. So that's how you get the dimensions of inductance. Same way you can do it for other things. Just be aware of the formulas. Here is a question on velocity time graph. The question is, what is the distance covered by the body in 6 seconds? Sadisha, I am born from Salem, but I have been brought up in Pune, but right now I'm in Bangalore. Okay, so it's a crazy story. I think we should find the area first. So to find the area of the trapezium, because area under velocity time gives you how much displacement you have undergone. So area of a trapezium is half into the sum of the parallel sides into the height of the trapezium. Half sum of the parallel sides, it's going to be 4 plus this is just 1 into height is nothing but 4. So 4 by 2, 2, 4, 2 into 5 is just going to be 10 meters. So 10 meters is the first part. Similarly, for this triangle, I'm going to get the displacement. This is a triangle, so half into base multiplied by height. Base, like you can see, is 2 units. Height, like you can see, is also 2 units. So it is just going to be 2 meters. So should I do 10 plus 2 or 10 minus 2? Should I do 10 plus 2 or 10 minus 2? Already some of you are saying option A, Punit. Is it? Akshaya? Really? Think about it. Obviously, it is not going to be C or D. Is it 10 minus 2 or is it 10 plus 2? Be careful, guys. The answer is this, because the question is on distance. This would be the answer for displacement. Displacement. The question is on distance. Be careful. So there is no use of minus sign. Option B. A lot of students will make a mistake. So these are common trap points. The examiner will trap you exactly in this question. Okay? Be careful. Moving on. For a YDSE experiment, the question is 16 fringes are there in a segment of the screen when the wavelength of the light is 700. If the wavelength of the light is changed, then the number of fringes in the same part will be how much? Common question on fringes and being observed in a segment. So first of all, if you are seeing certain amount of fringes, okay, certain amount of fringes in a segment, let's say the length of the segment is L, each fringe is beta, 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 like that there are n such fringes. So n times of beta is L and beta is lambda d by d. So this is L. As you can see in the question, the wavelength is changed. So wavelength is changed. The number of fringes will also change. This will not change, this will not change, this will not change. So n1, lambda 1 will be n2, lambda 2. n1 is 16, wavelength 1 is 700, n2 I do not know, lambda 2 is 400. These two zeros cancel with this 4 goes with 16 4 times, so n2 will be 7 4s, which is 28. That is the answer. Just check this out. Yep, option D is there right over there, like you can see. Shiksha, just practice these questions. Also watch my iDoc series if you can in the last moment. Okay, get to know how to solve the problems. Don't sit and read NCERT now. Now is not the time to sit and read NCERT. Okay, just watch the iDoc series. It's there on the channel. That will help you score at least 100 marks. Okay, moving on to the next one. A point object is placed. A point object is placed and it is 24 centimeter above the surface of the water. A fish inside the water will observe the image at how much point? Okay, so here you have a fish right over here. There is an object. So the object is at a distance of 24 centimeters. Now this is the real height. So the apparent height will be always higher when you are in a denser medium. That's where the observer is. So the image will be formed higher. So this apparent height will be the actual height multiplied by mu. Apparent height is mu times of h when you are inside a liquid and seeing something outside. If you are outside and looking at things inside, then you will divide by mu because things will appear closer. So that's the change. So the apparent height will be mu, which is 4 by 3, into actual height, which is 24. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 4s are, wait, yeah, 4s are 32 centimeters. Just check this out. Yep, correct. 32 centimeters is there, right, as option D. Yep, there you go. No. Why are you guys saying C? No, C is not correct. Obviously it can't be below, so these options are gone. Okay, even this is gone. 6 is less than 24, guys. 6 is less than 24. You can't have less. It has to be more. Even 8 is less. Even this is gone. You can do it by direct elimination even without solving. There is only one option which is more than 24. Because I know when I'm inside, it appears to be farther. When I'm up and looking below, then it appears to be closer. So that's how it works. Next question. Arrange the following rays in the correct order. Come on. All right. Yes, Shivani, you can score above 100 plus. Just watch the IDOC series. See how I'm solving the questions. And watch today's session. Just solve questions. That's enough. Okay? Satisha, Swalpa. Kannada Gotu. Alright, come on guys. In microwaves, X-rays, there is only one way to remember it. Guys, remember this chart. Cosmic rays, then comes gamma rays, then X-rays, then ultraviolet, then visible, then infrared, then you have your microwaves, then your radar waves and those long radio waves. So if you remember this chart, that's it. So you have to remember this chart. This is high frequency, this is big wavelength. This is small frequency, this is small wavelength. So this is how it goes. And violet has the shortest wavelength, red has the longest wavelength. Very important graph, it will be there in the PDF. Okay, moving on. A particle of mass m, 2 kg, is moving with time as shown. The angular momentum at 2 seconds above the origin is how much? Let's start with the definition of angular momentum. Angular momentum is m into r cross v. M into r cross v, correct? Very good. Now, do I know the mass? Yes. Do I know the radius? The r, the position vector? Yes. It's 5 I cap minus 2t square j cap. Do I know the velocity? No, but I can find it because I know velocity is the derivative of the position. So therefore, velocity will be the derivative of this. 5 is a constant, so 0 I cap, because constant's derivative is 0, minus 2 into 2t j cap. So it's basically minus 4t j cap. So just put it over here, minus 4t j cap. Now solve this. Now we all know I cross I 0, j cross j 0, k cross k 0. So here, like you can see, j into j is just going to be 0. The only thing that I should worry about is I cross j. Now remember, I, j, k. So I cross j is going to be k. I cross j is going to be k, but there is a minus sign there. So be careful about it. So it will be 2 into 5 into minus 4. And there is also t over there. So do not forget that t. Minus 4 into t. Do you guys get it? 5 into 4t, but with that minus sign. I cross j is going to be k hat. So just put that k hat as it is. Now this will become 5 4s are 20. 20 into 2 is going to be 40. So minus 40t k cap. That is the angular momentum. But the question is at 2 seconds. At 2 seconds. So put time as 2. So minus 40 into 2 k cap. So it will be minus 80 k cap. Because this is at t is equal to 2. That's what it is. I hope this is clear. Minus 80 k cap. Okay. Don't cry, Punit. You have to really hold up and you have to fight. Tomorrow is the time where we'll be talking and we'll be all enjoying, we'll be all talking about which college to get. I'm pretty sure you're going to do extremely well. Good, you're getting that confidence. Alright, moving on to the next one. 3 blocks are there, masses connected as shown. And the question is, find the tension T2 if T3 is given. Common question on blocks connected to each other. T3 is given. The moment T3 is given, you can take the entire thing as a system. T1, T2 becomes internal forces. T1 and T2 are basically going to be internal, so don't worry. So T3 will be equal to m1 plus m2 plus m3, the whole thing into the net acceleration. T3 is given to be 40. The total mass, what is it? 10 plus 6 plus 4, that's 20 multiplied by A. So acceleration is just going to be 2 meters per second square. Correct? Everybody with me on this? Great. Now the next part. Question is find T2. In order to find T2, break the system again. Only take these two blocks as a system. T1 will become internal. T1 will become internal force. T2 will become external force. So T2 will be equal to m1 plus m2 into same acceleration. All of them are moving together. So T2 will be m1 plus m2, 10 plus 6, that's 16, and acceleration is 2, so that's going to be 32 Newton. So it's a matter of choice of the system. When you choose the system wisely, you will get the answer also easily. As simple as that. Yes, most questions will be formula based, theory based, memory based, definition based, and you might have 2-3 formulas in one question. Yes, obviously. Sometimes 2 or 3 subtopics from the same chapter in the same question. Very rarely 3-4 topics will be there together, very rarely, but it will be there. Don't think that you will not have multi-chapter based questions, but most questions will be direct and it will involve 1, 2 or maybe 3 formulas from the same chapter. Okay, my best wishes are there for everyone, Akshaya. Moving on to the next question, guys. Here it is. Okay, I'll have to end the class at 12:30. Guys, I have a hard stop. Reason being, I have another batch starting at 12:30. I'm so sorry I could not start the lecture at 11 o'clock. There was some technical issue, so I had to start at 11:15. But I'll be putting up the entire PDF, even of those questions which I'm not able to complete out here. Okay, I'll put it up with, if you want, the handwritten solutions also. Okay, I will only write it and I will put it up. Okay, so last question I'm solving right now. Here it is. The question says that there is a coil in the shape of an equilateral triangle suspended between the poles. If due to a current there is a torque, the side of the triangle is how much? Okay, so let's try to draw the triangle. The triangle will be like this. Okay, it's between the poles of a magnet. So this is, let's say, the north pole. Let's say this is the south pole. This is how the magnetic field lines are going. This is the magnetic field lines, and you will obviously see that because of the current which is flowing in the coil, there is a magnetic moment like this, and because of that there will be a torque, and the torque will be mb sine of 90 degrees. Okay, magnetic moment is number of turns into current into the area. Magnetic field is as it is, sine 90 is 1. The question is all about now area, how much is it, because that's going to give me most of my answer. So area of a equilateral triangle, standard, guys. See, whenever you have an equilateral triangle, this is 60 degrees. This is the height. The base is, let's say, L. This height will be L sine 60. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So the area turns out to be half into base into height, which is L into root 3 by 2. So it will be L square root 3, 2 2s are 4. This is the area of the triangle. Just put it over here. L square root 3 divided by 4. But the question says find the value of length. So bring everything else on the other side. So 4 times of torque divided by root 3 times current into magnetic field is the square of the length. So length will be root of this. So root of 4 is going to be 2. So just put 2 over here. Just put 2 over here. Okay. And root of torque will be as it is. And you will also have root of 3 and IB as it is. That's it. That's the length. Just check this out. I think it's option C. Yep. It is option C, of course. Great. So very important geometry plus visualization based question. Also remember, torque is mb sine theta. Okay. Now I have more questions, guys, but I thought I could do it, but I'm so sorry I'm not able to do it. But I'll do one thing. I'll write neatly everything and I'll put up the solutions after some time. Okay, I'll put up the solutions. There are hardly few questions remaining. You will be able to get it. And still, if you have some doubts, please put it up in the chat, in the comment section. just put it up in the comment section, sir, I had a doubt in this question, I'll try to do it. Okay, but wait for the solutions to be uploaded. I'm pretty sure you will get it. Okay, now before we end the class, I would really like to wish you guys all the best, and few tips before the exam. Number one, don't read till late night. Number two, sleep well and eat well, and don't drink too much before the exam. Don't have to read or last minute videos tomorrow, because I know the exam is slightly late. It's not early morning, so you might think of doing few things, brush up few things in the morning. Please do not try to do too many things in the morning. Okay, just stay calm and just try to recollect, closing your eyes, sleep, lie down or sit and try to recollect as much as possible. Sleep is very important, or else you will feel tired, lethargic during the exam. And please do not wait to bubble all the answers towards the end. After completing 3-4 questions, start bubbling it, because I have seen so many cases in the past few years where students were not able to mark the answers because the answer sheet was snatched away when the time gets over. So please do not wait till the end. Also, when you bubble, be very careful. When you're sure, only mark it. If you're not sure, just make sure you put up a don't put a dot, just mark that question so that you have to come back to that question. Follow these strategies. Give 1.5 hours to physics and do only those questions which are easy. I'm telling you, you will find 60% to 70% questions in physics which are solvable, direct, definition, little bit tricks here and there, maybe unit conversion, maybe some 2-3 formulas extra, that's all. But you will find easy questions. If you find a hard question, leave it. If you're not confident, come back to that question later on. Okay? I'm pretty sure you will do really well. I will be praying for all of you. Okay? See you on the other side. Now, I think either botany or zoology or chemistry will continue. I am really hoping all the best, and you guys are going to do extremely well. I'm pretty sure about it. I'm not just saying it for saying it, but I have faith in all my students. Okay? Don't disappoint me and come out with flying colors. And we are there here no matter what happens to hold your back. Bye bye guys. Take care. And this is Captain Shreyas wishing all the NEET aspirants all the very best for your NEET 2022 exam. See you on the other side. Hasta la vista.